This is something that I'm really pleased to be doing. Today we're going to be talking to Deborah Price, who's the Managing Director of British Boxers, which is a nightwear and undies company. And so here's Deborah to tell us all about what we should be wearing in bed and how to get a good night's sleep wearing pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's always important to have a good pair of pajamas on in bed. So there's firstly, I mean, the first thing I would say is obviously they keep you warm. You know, you need to be warm when you're in bed. And then secondly, I think that, you know, if you're wearing a good pair of pajamas, like a good cotton, like a high grade cotton pair of pajamas, they keep your skin sort of, you're warm but you're cool, you're not sweating, you know, and they're anti-wicking, they will take the sweat away from you, so you're not sort of sitting or sleeping in a kind of polyester horrible kind of like sweaty thing where it's sort of, you know, the sweat's on your body. It's actually taking that away, so they're keeping you cool when it's hot and they're keeping you warm when it's cold, you know, and that's really important. I think it's you know, they're natural, they're breathable, and all of that is conducive to a good night's sleep, you know. And I'd say the same about sheets. I mean, we don't produce sheets as a business, but I would say the same about sheets as well. You know, if you're sleeping under polyester, you've got the almost the lightning storm going on as well. You've got sparks, and they just make you really hot, and that's not good.
Yeah, and I think as well, perhaps when you're wearing pajamas, you've sort of got a bit of a choice. It's a bit like layering to go out for a walk.
Yeah.
So if you do get hot in the night, you can throw your covers off, whether it's a quilt or blankets and sheets or whatever, but you're wearing your pajamas so you still feel comfortable and you're not exposed to the air. Whereas if you do sleep naked, which I know some people do, then actually you haven't got a choice about that. There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between having the quilt on and having the quilt off, is there?
I think that's right. And I think also it's like a womb-like thing, isn't it? It's like going back to, you know, you need to have something over you to feel kind of relaxed enough to sleep, I suppose, like going back to that sort of womb-like state. It's just reminded me, actually, there was a journalist in London who wore our pajamas to some sleep room trial that she'd done, and it was like, she said it was some womb room or something that had been developed where people could go and sleep. It's like a sleep clinic. It sounded a bit very London, shall I say, but but yeah, but it sort of is that, isn't it? It's that kind of taking you right back. And if you've got nothing on underneath and you throw off the covers, then you're completely exposed, and it's perhaps not the most relaxing way to be. There's something else as well which I think is really interesting about cotton, and that obviously is the fact that it's biodegradable as well, so it's better for the environment. So I mean, it's not just the fact that the fibers themselves are more conducive to sleep you know, it's the fact that you're not actually damaging the environment as you would do perhaps with polyester, which is more of a plasticized fiber, you know, and it's not biodegrading the same way, it's going back into the ocean, you know, and it's not very good. So I think that as a you know, concept, it's perhaps more abstracted, but it also is conducive to a better night's sleep, you know.
Yeah, and I know that the construction of your nightwear and undies is something that's really important to you. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we make them beautifully. I mean, we sort of produce private label for shops down on Jermyn Street in London. So we'd work with people like Hilditch and Key and Harvey and Hudson, producing collections for them. So the quality of what we're making is really fine. It's really good stuff. So it's just things like they've got really flat seams down the edge that then, you know, they're not itching you while you're in bed. You know, it's really important. And the labels that we put in the back are really soft. They're cut and sort of cut in a special way so that they're not, you know, when you get clothes and you have a scratchy label in the back and there's nothing worse, you have to cut it out. So it's just stuff like that that's really considered. You know, they're generously cut so that it's not too tight in bed as well. And it's just things everything's sort of thought through and designed carefully with that kind of a sort of idea of having a good night's sleep, I think.
Yeah, and I suppose as well, you know, the nightwear that you produce is really nice for wearing as loungewear.
Yeah,
So,
and Yeah,
Go on.
especially recently, I'd say as well. I think with
Yeah.
people working from home and sort of when COVID hit, we were busy when COVID hit, you know, and there was just two of us in the office packing. There's sort of three or four of us at the moment, but yeah, it's been a busy time really. But I think people will wear wear our nightwear loungewear to watch telly in the evening, or they have their dinner in, and that's great. Yeah.
I was thinking, because I've been talking to the people in the Sleep Academy about the sort of preparing yourself for bed and that hour before bedtime when we ought to be really winding down. And I was just thinking that actually just the act of putting on your pajamas, so maybe you have a shower or a bath and you put on your pajamas, and that kind of sets the intention for sleep then, doesn't it? That you're winding down and you're in your lovely comfy PJs.
It's like a trigger, isn't it? And it's like we do with kids, you do the bath, read them the bedtime story. It's the same sort of thing. It's just that little routine, putting your pajamas on, avoiding your phone and the blue light and all of the sort of things that we should do before we go to sleep. Good point.
Yeah. So, what about the other thing that I thought about when you were talking about being too hot or being too cold in bed? I guess it's more hygienic really to wear pajamas, because we maybe don't change our bed clothes, our bed linen, more than once a week or fortnight, but actually you can wash your pajamas every day.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people, they tend to do that. I think they would wear them like they do with their clothes. So sort of every day or every other day, they're washing their pajamas. And it's that lovely thing. It's the feeling, isn't it? When you've changed your bed sheets and you put them on and it's that lovely, crisp, clean sheets. It's a bit like that with your crisp pajamas as well. Like really fine cotton, crisp pajamas. No better feeling, I think.
Yeah. So what have you got? Anything new coming up for the autumn and winter?
Yeah, it's so exciting this year. So we've got gorgeous brushed cottons, which are lovely, sort of cozy, warm, and again, avoiding you putting the central heating on too early in the evening, because they're just lovely. Sort of lovely herringbones, and then bright tartans, really nice. And then some great florals coming through as well on the women's collection. So that's exciting. Yes, look, we've got the photo shoot coming up next week, so you can have a little look here. Sneak preview here. So we've got really nice sort of florals coming through.
But are the florals, are they flannel?
No, they're like a crisp cotton. So they're a gorgeous kind of like a lightweight kind of crisp cotton. But again, some people are hot in bed, some people are cold. It's just nice to have both options. We've got like our lovely new Bordeaux tartan coming through. And I love this. This is our Rioja herringbone. So it's really nice. And they sit nicely together. So you can have a dressing gown in one and a pyjama in the other.
Oh, yeah, so you could.
Which is nice. So we're shooting all that on Friday this week, down in Hertfordshire. So that should be good fun.
Yeah.
And then it's all go for autumn.
Fantastic, Deb. Well, it's been really lovely to talk to you, and thanks very much for those gems of wisdom about pajamas and what we should be wearing in bed. We'll obviously put the link for British Boxers all over the place. With
brilliant.
Which would be great, and hopefully people will head on over to the website and have a look. And,
fantastic.
Be ordering their autumn and winter nightwear.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. It's been lovely to talk to you, Sally.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Deb.
All right, take care. Bye. Bye.